Welcome back to the Davening Experience. Davening is supposed to be emotional. It's supposed to be motivated and propelled by the heart. So how am I supposed to daven using someone else's words? It's a good question, and it deserves a good answer. The intellectual part, which we all know, but it doesn't help emotionally, is that in order to properly say all that we need to say, we need guidance. First of all, when it comes to praising Hashem, how can one even begin to praise Hashem? What do we even know of His greatness? And once we start, how can we stop? Is that it? There's nothing more? Secondly, when it comes to asking for things that we know we need, so sometimes a person feels that he really needs something. There's some really serious situation. We've all been in situations like that where we're able to pour out our hearts because there's something that we feel strongly about. But the truth is that more often than not, there's nothing specifically that's pulling on our heartstrings. So what are we supposed to ask for on a daily basis, on a regular basis? So we need help organizing our thoughts, knowing what we're supposed to ask for on a regular basis. And the truth is that davening, when we pay attention to what we're asking for, really helps to maintain the right perspective on life. But none of that makes us feel any better about using someone else's words. We know that they're important words, but they're not mine, so I don't feel it. And the answer is not to change the words. The answer is to make the words our words. Have you ever bought someone a card for their birthday? Maybe your parents for their anniversary? Some people refuse to buy a card because it's not my words. It's too distant. It's too impersonal. But anyone who has ever received a card knows that even though we all know they bought it at the store, they got it online, whatever it is, but we know that the person chose this card because that's how they feel. So even though they may not be articulate, creative, poetic enough to express themselves in that way, we know that this card is really their feelings. They made someone else's words their words. So we have two things that we need to work on. Number one is we have to know what the words mean. You can't give a card in a language that you don't understand. And second of all, we have to understand the importance of the words and how they express what we ourselves should be saying. In other words, we kind of know it to be true. We know that whatever is in davening is something that's important. But until we really go through it and we really focus on it and we internalize the message that that request is getting at, so we'll never really feel that we want it. So we have to learn the words. We have to understand what they're saying. We have to internalize the value for what we're saying. And that's how we make those words into our words. This is the way. Hatzlacha.